Alright, time for the next move on deciding what to do.
Alright, fellas. Let's get down to business.
To defeat the Contessa.
Escalating the war between
Also,
Mila
dynamic
and the
shot,
Contessa have
okay.
gone well. We're down to the final setups before we spring our trap. Sly, I need you to steal a voice modulator from the castle and install it under Mila's
It's time for some trickery.
If all goes as planned, it should allow us to give orders to her mercenaries without being detected.
And since they're generic mercenary, will be here immediately.
They're that good, I guess.
Or dumb.
Strike before we're ready. Which leads me to Murray. I need you to hotwire one of the Contessa's tanks and go to town on the mercenaries. We just need to intimidate them a little.
Yeah.
If I intimidate, we blow them up. Very
Pretty much. Pretty
Well,
much.
that'll scare them, all right.
Tower. We're going to need it to save Carmelita. Oh, and Sly, if you haven't already.
Yeah, this is the game telling you that if you haven't purchased already from Thieves.net the paraglider, now it's a good time to actually do it because it's gonna be required from now on. To be fair, if you've done your own work, you probably got it as soon as the episode started, so there's no real hurry on that.
And from what I recall, even if you haven't really been saving your money for it, it's
You can grind them
generally
easily, like it takes like 10 minutes tops to get the money for a paraglider.
Yeah. Grinding in this game is not too bad, I'd say.
No, it's made even better thanks to the stealing mechanic, which allows you to get so much money. Oof. Oh. Sorry, Murray, no.
That's another thing about Murray. He may not be the smartest, but he still is capable enough to do stuff like
He certainly knows how to drive a vehicle, that's for sure.
Oh, well, yeah, we learned that well in the first
the
game.
controls of the tank are bizarre. You have to use both analog sticks. Moving one forward not only moves you forward just that side of the tank, but also turns it if you're not moving the other analog stick. So if you want to move completely forward, you have to move both of them at the same time. Trust me, it's even harder than it sounds.
Believe it or not, Tio, those are sometimes the classic tank controls of
I argue it's even worse, Jova, because it's not a matter of you have to turn and then move with just like one type of move. Here you have to have basically if you are like a minimal type of dyslexia, you're basically fucked here.
Oh, I get that, Tio. What I'm saying is like, well, these seem to reflect like. When I say classic tank controls, I don't mean like the tank controls of a game. I mean like the tank controls of an actual old-fashioned tank where, you know...
Okay, Jova, I don't know which specific you're referring, but I played Battlezone.exe a lot when I had my first PC, and I can assure you the controls are better there.
Again, Tio, I mean like an actual real-life tank, or, you know, basically a remote-controlled tank. Like, you know, the kind you would play with as a kid. Basically, the way it would normally work is like, well, you press both on forward treads to move forward. The idea here is like, well, pressing on, say, the left lever would activate the left tread, which would mean that you would turn. Whereas, you know, pressing up on the left one while pressing down on the right one would give you a sharp turn, essentially. Whereas, you know, that's sort of the idea. Is like, well, the more power you give to one side, the more you'll be able to turn to it, essentially. Which is why if you wanted to move forward, you would basically move both at the same full power set.
Now, it's still not completely hard. The tanks go down in a few hits, as you can see, and you just need to stay enough away from their line of sight. It helps that Murray's tank is actually smaller than the actual mercenaries' tanks, so there's that. Ow. And you can also take a generous amount of hits on your own. Come on, move it, damn it! Yeah, it doesn't, again, there we go, there it is. There we go.
Nice work, Murray. That should cool down those mercenaries for a while.
If you say so, Bentley.
If you say so.
Alright, next up, if I recall correctly, yes, it's Bentley's turn.
There we are.
Yeah, it's time to, once again, yeah, you use also weird magic sheet combined with science.
General Clawfoot, mobile energy source is stored at the end of this hallway.
Hallway is a pretty kind term for what looks to me like a complex medieval gauntlet of death.
Yes. Well, while the idea of jumping down a crypt filled with whirling, razor-sharp spikes might scare me, in fact terrorize my every fiber, it's the only way to power up that old computer.
Hey, Bentley is many things, but he's certainly much more brave in this game compared to the first.
And I don't think I don't think they have backup solar power either. So
Just make sure those traps don't rip you
It
into
was
100 little
definitively
turtle
made to
pieces.
be as old-fashioned as
Why'd you
possible.
have to say that?
Oh,
Could be worse, Bentley.
because
Could be worse.
because Sly is honest.
and by that I
Yes.
mean he's a dick.
Oh, without all this, to probably be dead by like halfway through the first game.
To be fair, the gauntlet in itself is not too challenging, even the later parts. It's just a matter of it's the pattern is relatively simple for you to handle. The thing is that you will have to then traverse this, in reverse. So it's not a matter of just doing it once. So the extra challenge comes from a bit of repetition.
And literally backtracking it Crash Bandicoot style.
But the camera is certainly not, it's more in your favor this time. Whoop.
Oh, yeah.
Ow.
Ow.
Ow. Either how old is this turtle?
Bentley is basically the same age as Murray and Slade themselves. And apparently a giant octopus lives in the sewers of Prague.
I
Good
swear,
to know.
we seem to be
Um,
having quite a week with games and Octopi lately.
For all our Czech Republic audience out there, please don't check your bathroom if there's a giant octopus sticking out of your BC.
Yeah. It might be friendly, but check to make sure.
Alright, time for some more hacking instead.
Lovely.
This is more like yes, much like this is more of an endurance round. Again, your goal is to pass the gate, but the enemies here are while slow are endlessly respawning, meaning that you have to focus instead on the gate and only mowing down when you become a bit too pressing.
Of course. Boop.
There we go. And this is only the first step because it needs to open up the old terminal, as we're about to see in a second.
I'm dead serious. I'll get you.
I'll get you, I'll get you.
I mean it. I'll get you.
Yes, yes, I've heard.
Put more emphasis, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's foreboding.
Well, again, Bentley's super hacking skills are making sure the old terminal will be activated. And as he said, it's vital to free Carmelita in the plan, in the final plan.
Yep.
Okay, ready for another session of hacking mastery.
Now, here's the thing. Now the battery is being charged by this. The problem is that you can't take hits. So now you have to do the gauntlet in reverse, and you're not allowed to take any more hits.
Have fun, kids.
And in the meantime, you will have to use the terminals for more hacking. Oh,
Forget what happens if you get hit while you have the battery charged.
one hit KO, Jova.
Yeah.
To be fair, like I said, the game has become considerably easier on that point. It has dropped the life system, and the checkpoint respawning is actually much more forgiving. So it's all a matter of endurance.
Theo,
Yes, Thieves.
I know we talked about the European name for the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Did we mention the Japanese one, though?
No, actually. Go on. Are we having a Fast and Furious situation?
Not quite. In Japan, it's called Kaito Sly Cooper, or
Kaito usually is indicated for the term thief.
or Phantom Thief Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Nice.
It again, once again, we're playing up the gentleman thief angle, kind of like Arsene Lupin, so that's why we call it that. It was done way before Persona 5 was a thing.
Instead of your conscious mind, it might help to get around your super ego.
Ooh. Please pay no attention to the self-activating terminal in the background. Alright, only one terminal to go.
One more computer and I can get out of here.
Of course, now was a time to dislodge the pattern. Jesus, go on.
If only he had something that could stop the axes.
Like a slow, like a time-stopping power. I don't know.
Or I don't know, just stop the axes in general.
To be fair, no, we're not controlled electrically, so no, Bentley's hacking skills do not help for that. Now, don't get me wrong, Bentley's hacking skills actually will come in handy multiple times for the more different things in the rest of the series. It's just that they can work for everything. Also, otherwise, the things will become a bit too easy.
Also, yeah, this is definitely not online.
Sorry?
Yeah, you say there's no technology, and what is this?
Well, this is connected to something else. I was talking specifically to the gauntlet traps. Come on.
This is what Space Invaders Invasion Day should have been like.
Free roaming.
Something to help shake up the original formula. Instead, the most
Ooh, boss time.
But instead, the most innovative we got in that game was the final boss, where you just ran around. You could go around in a circle and hit the boss.
Brilliant.
Ugh.
I mean, it makes sense when after that most new Space Invaders games has only been mostly releases, kind of like Pac-Man in a way.
It
Well,
is
there's not
kind
much
of.
Taito could really do at this point to shake up.
To spice up the formula.
Without resorting to what Invasion Day.
I think Namco had a right
Okay.
idea with the Pac-Man Championship Edition. They could have done something similar to that.
Yeah, Championship Edition. I think all Championship Edition is missing nowadays is a story mode. And you know what? To be fair, the 3D Pac-Man games. I'm not talking about Ghostly
Or
Adventures,
the
but
War trilogy.
yeah. I mean, those games were actually pretty good too.
Well, if they attempted it again, it's not like they could be any worse than Invasion Day.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, hey, they're owned by
Invasion-
nowadays they're owned by a company that does stories a lot. So
Invasion Day was a clear example of everything that could go wrong.
All right, next up is Lai, like it was mentioned in the briefing, having to steal a voice modulator, regulating it to resemble Neela's voice, and giving false instructions to the mercenaries.
Hook it up for our side.
I'm sure the real Neela will not be suspicious at all about this. Don't
okay,
worry.
mercenaries, go and walk off a cliff. Is that what we do?
Kinda, sorta. Like Bentley mentioned, they kinda need to force their hands because now we're only in a stalemate and we need a bit of chaos to act in the background. So the idea is that they will make sure they themselves, make sure the mercenaries go against the Contessa's forces in order to create the chaos they need. Oop. Give me the fucking key already, damn it. Yeah, that's the thing about guards with torches or lanterns. They have a huge field of vision, but it's only restricted to that. Everything outside of that ray of light, it's basically non-existent. Or circle of light. which means that they do possess some kind of tunnel vision.
Alright, time to knock him out.
No, sorry, I'll just leave them be.
Oh.
Well, again, the goal of a game, like, again, if the goal of a game, of the mission particularly, is mostly just stealing, you can potentially leave the guards behind. Again, it's also emphasized the fact that while having very questionable morality, the Cooper gangs are not killers by nature. They're only taking what they need for their, for their needs.
Pretty much. As any gentleman thief should be like.
Of course. Yeah, I think I forgot. At this point, I forgot if I was supposed to go stealth or not. But to be fair, it's still guards like this. If I could, yeah, exactly. I just need to beat the shit out of them. And thankfully, Sly has the trick of the electrifying baton. I forgot if I actually mentioned on the previous part, but it's the equivalent of Murray's Fist of Fire. It's a one-hit kill against any type of guard. It does consume a bit of the energy meter, but it's worth it, especially when you need to perform crowd control. Also, there's a sword there that allows you to jump on the chandelier. Okay.
Okay.
And here's the safe in the meantime. Since I collected all the bootles, let's see what's inside.
Have something really good in here. Punch in 969.
Oh, boop. Alright. I forgot which power up this is. Oh, the Rage Bomb. It's similar to the one that Bentley has.
You've gotten the Rage Bomb move.
There you go. Confuses all the enemies entering into the area to attacking each other.
There we go.
We got the wiretap.
Yeah, that wiretap is perfect.
We need another component both to assemble the voice modulator. Yeah, I just basically... no, actually, no, I forgot.
Another set of guards.
Sorry, my bad. I thought that it was going to cut in, but to be fair, it's... the destination is fairly, close, so I don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
I basically just need to get another set of keys in order to get to another building.
Very nice.
Oh shit. I can explain.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Yeah, this is clearly not working. Ow. I also have to be careful because those barrels are explosive, meaning that if I kill accidentally the guard, I technically fail the mission, so...
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Come on.
Yeah, no,
Finally.
that guard's... Oh, there we go.
Yeah, this time I decided to kill it because fuck that.
It's okay, he'll just wake up with a terrible headache in the morning.
Of course. Later on, I think already in the next episode, you obtain a power-up that allows you to do a stealth takeout of the guards, which is actually silent, which is actually much better. But I do believe that you obtain it a bit too late to be super effective. Later games will seem to understand this because we will actually give it much earlier in the game. Not immediately, but fairly soon enough, so it can be usable for the rest of the game.
I guess their mentality was like, at that time, like, hey, that would be game-breaking, at least too game-breaking to give so early into the game, I suppose.
Mm-hmm, potentially. Yeah, I'm totally not here, I just jumped away.
It was just a bat knocking at your head.
Sure.
And it's just a bat that's knocked you out.
The room with the voice modulator is marked in your binocular.
Let me see where is. Oh, right, it's there. Yeah, it's also fairly near. So. I thought I actually could arrive, I think, up there. I think I can. Yes, there you go. But then I realized you can just, get down normally. Yeah, I thought actually it was on the top of the structure instead of actually at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They posted a lot of security around the voice modulator. This could be tricky.
Oh no!
Oh no.
It depends how effective that security is.
Well,
sure
let's see if we can let's see if we can distracted by an alarm clock. Nailed it.
Thought so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also another thing. When you get to these particular type of corridors, the camera sometimes fucks up, and you need to readjust by using the binocicom. Yeah, I cannot exit properly. I will need to distract this one too. There. There we go. And there's the voice modulator. We don't caps.
There we go.
I'm with a bit of the word cut off. So it looks like it says voice modulator.
There we go. Now we already. I think correctly, Zai's already assembled it. The only thing to do is actually to position it in a way that it's effective, for Nida's mercenaries. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh, great. 2 more keys. Actually forgot about this.
Oh, goody. Sewers.
Oh, yeah, like Bentley said, it's the best way in order to, position the voice modulator as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, those two guards kind of glitch into each other.
Attention, guard! This is an order direct from your boss. Shoot each other.
Sure, why
How
not?
creative of you, dweebs.
Hey, it's the most effective way of getting rid of them, and
Shit.
their loyalty to their bosses without questions. Of course, they'll obey that order.
The thing is that, once again, we don't need to take them each other off. Again, the best bet instead is to have both them and the Contessa's forces to take each other out.
I got a better idea actually. Attention, all guards! Effective immediately. You're fired. Now get out. You all suck. You're getting defeated by a raccoon and a turtle and some big giant bear. Now go on.
That's a hippo. That's species.
You see, you made me so confused I got the species wrong. Now get out! All of you!
You know, the funny thing is that by the context, it's Sly saying that, so that would mean that Sly has forgotten that one of his best friends is a hippo.
Well, I mean, he's trying to think fast, he might just...
And Sly, while being a wisecracker, is not always, not always has the answer ready in that kind of sense.
True. I mean, he'll do his best to try and hide
There
that
you go.
fact, but it still is the fact.
Already ahead of you, Bentley. Besides, this is actually one of the locations of one of the bottles, so if you'd have already been here to get it, you already know how to get to this place. There we go.
Voila.
What the fuck is in Prague sewers?
Blue stuff.
That's electricity. Nikola Tesla secretly experimented here too.
Possibly.
And again, a giant octopus. I think.
It's
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring up the Tesla Edison.
But It's interesting because it's usually a running gag instead in the Assassin's Creed franchise to have a giant octopus following the dynasty of the assassins just in the background.
Maybe this is like a 1950s sci-fi movie.
It came from the sewers. Alright, let's see if it works.
Hello, mercenary tank forces. Come on, spinning your turrets for me.
Guys, this is cool.
Mike Bentley, you got a British accent.
Amazing.
Fake British accent, mind you.
Job completed.
Actually, I haven't given this yet. While Bentley explains the operation, let me get to briefly
It's
the
time to
page.
wage war on the castle, and in the confusion, pull off a heist I've named
Operation High Road.
First, Murray will take
Do
down
we have
the
to cross a
spotlights on the
deadly
main
bridge?
gate with the codes provided by
Kinda.
General Clawfoot. Then, with the help of the voice modulator, I'll order Neela's forces to attack. Sly will then paraglide the two of us over to the Contessa's getaway bridge,
Oh,
we'll
and look
use
at that,
to
just
get
like in Crash
inside her
Bandicoot, you need to use an airship.
The
Mhm.
assault on the castle will undoubtedly draw the shadow guards off their
Which
post.
now they
And if
don't have their
Inspector
helmet.
Fox,
Oops.
she's sure to clear out the Contessa. With the mine shuffler exposed, I'll plant the bad mojo bomb, and presto, the Clockwerk eyes are ours. So if the two of you are ready, let's take our positions and get this.
It's
thing started.
time for war or something.
All right, Murray. Head for the castle's main gate and power down those searchlights.
Sure, why not?
Bentley and I will climb our way up to the top of the castle. Good luck.
Alright, I forgot to mention this before, and especially because it's slightly important. Well, a bit important actually, but the Contessa here is voiced by Gloria Manon, an actress who was mostly famous for being a TV actress. I can't seem to find a particular role that might have been particular. Okay, she's in an uncredited role as Mrs. Curtis in the 70s Willy Wonka movie. I forgot, Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I forgot which character was that. But apparently she did stop acting after the end of the 80s, and she was essentially brought back for retirement for this role, and this was the last role in her career. She sadly passed away in 2018.
That should do it.
Now that you're done being a warmonger, feel like paragliding over to that blimp?
Just make sure to grab the rope hanging off that thing. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's fairly easy. Don't worry, Bentley. Oops. You got a Bentley pack. The paragliding is actually easy to control. Just keep holding R1 and you're good to go.
This could get rough.
Ow.
Where were they staying on that thing? Like, okay, it doesn't have a bottom to it, so...
It's like a clown car, Joro. It's just that compressed.
All right.
I
Let's head
guess.
for the re-education tower.
And now for our daring rescue.
Mm-hmm.
What? The mercenaries have breached the castle defenses? All of you go! Defend this tower to the last man!
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry, my dear. I still have time to finish with your readjustment.
Let me
Time.
out of here and I'll readjust.
Emphasis! Put emphasis!
Looks like the shadow guard is out of the picture.
She
Jesus.
sounds a bit bored.
Theo, this is her hypnotized voice. Come on.
That iron tech too.
That's the problem. She doesn't even sound like hypnotized either. She generally sounds like she's bored, as she said. Look, I haven't seen
I
anything
tried.
else. I haven't seen anything else that has Alesia Glidewell, in it. So I'm confident that she probably became much better over the years, But man, like, this was very rough, and again, this was basically one of her very first roles, so I can't believe, she was just either not even poorly directed. She just didn't know what to do. Well, to be honest, I played Portal, but I can't remember a single grunt that Shell does. Like even in falling, say something like that. I don't remember that. And I haven't played Star Fox Assault, so I don't know how is her Crystal voice. So
I have not really heard any complaints about that. So
Not really. It was
I'm more surprised by the fact that they couldn't bring back the same voice actress that voiced her in Star Fox Adventures. Weird.
It's mostly too because Star Fox Assault gives her a little more different in terms of character. Give him I guess they wanted an actress who could portray that particular new characterization properly.
There we go. And looky, they left her pistol there.
I isolated the brain pattern. You and I are about to become the best of friends.
Okay, new best friend. Hands up, and I mean all of them.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Shadow Guard! Shadow Guard!
Alright, these two will be busy enough. Time to get the eyes.
That Carmelita, always trying to resolve her problems with the shock pistol.
Fuck off, Sly.
Stand clear, Sly. This might have a larger blast than anticipated.
Slow mo.
Bentley, you okay?
This is no place for an asthmatic. I've located one of the Clockwerk eyes. Can you find
just
the
one though.
You.
Great.
Neela?
Thanks for
Oh,
clearing that,
snap.
Contessa. Nothing I did could pry her away from the Clockwerk eyes. One should be enough for the old bird. Ta-ta!
Bentley, take the eye and escape on the blimp. I'm going after Neela.
Why not?
But the plan!
Yeah, Bentley, we're just gonna have to improvise.
Bentley, this is why you come up with backups.
Okay, this is another chase section, and sadly this is the point where the mechanic of the chase section bites it in the ass, because you can clearly stay glued to Nia's ass and attack her as much as you want, but she's invulnerable in this state. She's not gonna drop the eye and or anything.
How cool would it have been if you could actually get an alternate ending by catching her?
No, you just need to essentially follow her to the location, and then you're good to go, because something will happen plot-wise. Yeah, look, seriously.
You literally were ahead of her.
Like, for the first two chase segments, it made sense. You weren't even supposed to attack her because, it was only a matter of testing your reflexes, and so it was just following. But here, it literally makes no sense.
It's like a school grounds kids game version of tag. I got you, no you didn't. I got you, no you didn't. I got you, no you didn't. Yes, I did.
Pantomime.
I can do this all day,
Yep.
How did we got the tank up there?
The same way that we got a horse up in a tree.
Photon recovery balloons? Yes. Oh, look at that. She got herself in trouble.
Huh.
Well, I'll take this, so why
You
not?
should watch where you're going. This place is dangerous.
Pick it up, Sly.
That's an understatement.
You're having all the best one-liners today, don't you, Sly?
Dear, that eye is mine. It's mine!
Sorry.
Actually, Mr.
Sorry, you claim to it as a shaky with your
Okay,
accent.
time for the actual boss fight against the Contessa, and about time. This has been built up. Well, okay, not immediately, I forgot. We have another section beforehand. My bad. We need to see what Bentley was doing in the meantime.
I can do this.
Bentley now has to shoot everything inside from the blimp.
Sorry,
Basically, the counter on the right means the total number of planes we need to take down. It's not that hard. It looks imposing at first, but you will build it up very quickly. It's actually fairly easy as a section compared to some of the other turret sections, like in Rajan's episodes.
Take that! Eat physics?
That's not how it works. Here's my generic laser pellets.
That is king!
Why are they always green?
To symbolize the fact that they're from Bentley. Usually Bentley is the one on this third section, so I guess they wanted to go for a color, assimilation, approximation. So
Just one more.
and done. There you go.
Did it. The sky's all clear. Okay, guys, I'm heading out for our rendezvous.
Are you sure it's raining?
That getaway blimp won't save you.
Oh no! Why, Carmelita? Why?
Can you read me?
Oh no, Bentley,
Oh,
the humanity! I can't believe that I see a Peggy 3 game making a Hindenburg reference.
And
Bentley's dead. Well, whatever, boss fight time.
To me, and I want it back.
No time to grieve, gotta fight the boss.
You think I'm crazy? Actually, on second thought, don't answer that. I really don't want your professional opinion.
Come on, Slice, any opinions can be
Not crazy, just
accepted.
stupid. You're an ignorant child playing dress up in his father's legacy. Oh, I know all about you and the
You really don't know,
Understand
actually.
why this eye needs to be destroyed.
short-sighted fool. I've no interest in your
Get it? 'Cause they're
narrow
after an
interpretation of
eye.
morality. I'm above all that. Above good and evil.
Of course you are.
Give the eye to someone that's above morality?
Enough talk, insect. It will be just as easy and more fun to pry it from your cold, dead hand.
Alright, it's fairly manageable, at least at the first phase, but the thing that you need to be worried the most about is the dash attack. There you go. She will do that kind of rapid fire dash attack, and if you get caught, you will actually receive quite a bit of damage. But if you just stray on like left and right or left or right, you'll be able to dodge it pretty easily and then counter afterward.
Watch out for when she literally throws her children that she literally bursts right out of nowhere at you.
Just the logistic job, I don't think about it.
But, you know, she's literally hatching her eggs and releasing them upon us. There's no double entendre. That is literally what she's doing.
Why was this rated Peggy 3 first?
You know, for kids. A mother who literally has children only to throw them at you.
That's the thing too. You also have to understand too that ratings. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Enough.
These children were birthed for war.
Show me the error of your ways.
I feel sorry.
Right.
All your education and you still don't know right from wrong.
Oh, fuck.
Huh?
I know enough not to let my guard down around an intellectually superior opponent.
You need an IQ. Actually, you kind of need an IQ of 200 to get the eye.
She got the eye?
Well,
You sound
shoot.
like you sound so confused by that, not surprised.
I know, right?
It's like, oh wait, she had it? What?
yeah, I was a bit odd.
And this.
Okay, here's the thing. Carmelita has taken Bentley from the wreckage of a blimp, and now she's running a tank of her own. So as Murray, we have to chase her and shoot the tank until it stops. Also, the tank just disappears from there. This is actually harder than it looks, than it sounds, because Carmelita is fairly fast, and the goal is actually pretty close. So you have kind of a time limit in order to complete this, and the tank needs a couple of hits in order to actually stop. You don't have to really concern about your health bar because the enemy basically gets squashed in your path. You only have to worry about potentially the red barrels. But even those, they're not really harmful to you. So you need to only focus about stopping Carmelita.
It doesn't help that it's very dark.
Yeah. The jump. I can tell this year, the next 2 episodes will actually be much more not colorful, but set during the day, so you'll be able to see more clearly what's going on.
But yeah, Teo, that's the thing is, when it comes to I get the feeling whenever it comes to ratings in video games, I get the feeling there's clearly more of a scrutinized look from the ratings board when it comes to the more bigger, wide-profile releases compared to some others. Like for example, like I said, I still think it's a bit interesting how Lost Future got away with only a PEGI 7. So it really is one of those cases where I get the feeling games are less, a bit not as mainstream, get less of a scrutinized look from ratings boards.
Or at the very least, it really depends on the situation. Sometimes they actually may look and give the not just the rating, but the different categories, like usage of tobacco and stuff. Other times we'll be like, no, it's okay, just slap that on.
And sometimes stuff just gets rated lower because it's animated.
Remember, Preference have only got a PEGI 12 for Shiro's Dismay, so...
Okay! Now things get interesting. You have a rematch immediately against the Contessa. The problem is that she's gonna start using Clockwerk's eye as well in her moveset, and you really don't want to get caught in that raid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I really get the feeling, too, that...
Because this shit happens, Jesus Christ! This is demented. Literally.
Yeah.
Go on.
Sounds like I'm out of the Batman 60s show. No, I get the feeling too that the people who rated Fairfence Ref PEGI 12 didn't actually, they just looked at it and probably thought, typical anime game, doesn't seem like it would be nothing out of the ordinary. Let's just put it at PEGI 12. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean, that's the thing. It technically fits their standards of PEGI 12.
I guess.
Think
I mean,
about what you will.
I personally would have given it a PEGI 16, personally.
I don't know if it's actually labeled in case it's present fine, but it should at least got the graphic depiction of violence, because it gets a couple of at least major scenes and stills that show characters getting impaled in different fashions. So
here's often the rule with age rating stuff. If something is a still, it has to be incredibly graphic.
All right, are you good this time?
You've got a strong mind, Cooper.
Yeah, I got fucked up a bit here. Sorry. Yay!
Yeah, now move away from her.
Don't worry, it's good. Now she's gonna get arrested.
Yep.
Fittingly enough.
Things hadn't gone exactly to plan. But the Contessa was beaten, and the Clockwerk eyes were finally mine. The Contessa was arrested and brought to trial for the crime she committed while working for Interpol. Their PR damage control went one step further by promoting Neela, the hero of Prague, to the rank of captain.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Carmelita, still on the outs with Interpol.
Yeah, but unfortunately Carmelita is a fugitive. She's not gonna really hang out with the gang, but we haven't seen the last of her.
I tried to put it all out of my mind. This claw business was spiraling out of control, and
I know, right?
Was at the center of it. We'd be back in action soon enough.
Yeah, there's not even time to have fun in Prague. If I recall correctly, we just need to get out of the town. There you go.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Alright, tune in next time where we start the first of the 2 episodes set in everyone's favorite punchline of a country, Canada. So see you for
great.
that.
See ya.
You done.
See ya.
See ya.